Today, we have a very special guest joining Rob, and I'll let Rob do the introduction for this one. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, good morning, Grant, and good morning, South Mississippi. We're getting close to the 9 o'clock hour. This is the last interview segment as WXXV 25 celebrates cities. And you know, since we started this back in November, we've been lucky enough, and the trend has been wrapping things up with the Honorable Mayor. And here in Bay St. Louis is no exception. This man does not need introduction. I'm going to give you one anyway. It's Mayor Mike Favre in Bay St. Louis. Mr. Mayor, first, thank you so much for getting up. Is this an early start for you?
No, it's not. We've been at it. We usually get in about 7:30 in the mornings and everything, and get an early start.
Yeah, I imagine when you run the city, you got to be in a little bit earlier than
It's 24/7.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. Mayor, let's talk about a couple of things. For people that don't know your history, where are you from originally, just out of curiosity?
Bay St. Louis, born and raised here.
Really?
Been here 67 years.
Wow, you know, that's one of the things that I do find. I'm a native New Yorker. Man, I moved all over the planet, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to get away from New York. It was just too crowded. I mean, you know, this is perfect for me. And I'm really envious of people that grew up in a smaller town. You know everybody around here. They know you. How wonderful is that?
It is. You know, when you walk down the streets, you know everybody and all. You know, now you're starting to get a lot of tourism in here on weekends and all, people you don't know, but you're always meeting new people and everything, and it's just amazing the people we have here, you know, full-time and part-time, and that's what makes it so unique is the hospitality we have for other people that come here and the welcome.
You know, that's well said, Mr. Mayor. I love the fact, the open door policy, welcoming, and you know, tourism is, of course, I don't need to tell you this, we rely on tourism down here a lot.
Yeah, no doubt, you know. We have a lot of small shops, small businesses and everything down here, and they couldn't survive without it. And as much as people want to keep it just plain, you know, real simple and everything, that opportunity with the tourism has brought more and more retail, more in restaurants and all, and that's the way they survive with it.
And, you know, I love how we push the shop small, not just on WXXV News 25, but all the locals, the chamber, all the chambers we've had on air here with Celebrate Cities, they love talking about local, supporting local instead of the big box stores, you know, and what that does for the local economy as well.
Sure, you know, those locals, they live here. They spend their money here and everything. It's not going out of town. And it's just a way that we can make it happen for them and that they can survive the hard months and all. And we're getting ready to get into some months. Our big time is starting now. Mm-hmm. You know, last weekend we had Super Mud Fest and everything, and it was just packed down here on Second Side. And we've got a lot coming every month, you know, so.
Man, you know, look, I've been here, Mr. Mayor. It's been a couple of years since I've been back. I don't know why, but for some reason we just don't venture out this way. And this is one of the reasons why we started Celebrate Cities, to let the locals know you have local amenities that's 10, 15 minutes away. I've got to ask you, Mr. Mayor, do you hang out down here with your shorts and T-shirt walking around the Bay Area?
I do. You know, I do. We come down on weekends every chance we get, as long as it's not too cold and everything, you know.
Yeah.
But we do. We hang out down here a lot. This is where we come. We come down here, we know, with the family and the kids and everything, grandkids, and we spend a lot of time down here.
You notice the mayor said if it's not too cold. He didn't venture into if it's not too hot. It's South Mississippi, Mr. Mayor. It gets hot. All we got to do is dress accordingly, right? And maybe find some shade.
That's it, you know, and that's the way it is here. You know, it's a relaxed area. People come to enjoy it, and they have a good time here.
I love the events that happen practically every weekend down here. You can drive down here for breakfast and not plan on staying the day, but you get here with all the events happening, and not to mention the restaurants, the bars, the views. You could spend all day here just coming down for a half an hour in the morning.
No doubt, you know, and every weekend, almost every weekend, there's something going on. You know, we got some big weekends coming up with the Arts Alive coming up in April. We got Blues in the Bay in May. We got Pirates Day in May, and all in between, there's smaller events going on. So it's almost every weekend.
I started chuckling when you're talking about Pirate Day because I'm a big pirate myself. Our viewers know that. Mr. Mayor, you are a public servant, sir, and you've been doing this this is your second term as mayor, and prior to that, alderman, correct?
That's correct. My second term as mayor and one time a councilman at large.
This isn't just something that somebody wakes up one day and says, you know what, I want to serve my community. How did this come about? I put him on the spot here. We said no hard-hitting questions, no political questions.
You know, it never was planned to be this.
Yeah.
You know, it just so happened that, you know, it just fell in place. And it wasn't a dream that came true, anything like that. You know, I was asked to run, and I ran for councilman at large, and I asked to run 4 years later for mayor, and I was very blessed to be mayor of this city.
Well, you know, from, personal experience, what I've seen, the growth here in the Bay St. Louis area over the last decade, man, I love it. I love the growth. I love the expansion. I love the fact of trying to bring new businesses in the area as well to grow, not into a larger city, but a larger small town feel like we have right now.
And we do. You know, with the downtown, it's been the bread and butter of Bay St. Louis for many, many years, you know. We finally got the depot area going back there. It's revitalized. We spent a lot of money, you know, thanks to the state and all, and some grants and everything to redo the depot grounds. We're starting to see festivals come back there now, starting to connect the downtown area, Old Town, and the depot area, which is what, you know, one of the plans was, connect these two areas and grow them. So.
Mr. Mayor, as far as, and I said no political questions, how's the economy going in this area of South Mississippi?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, as long as we can keep tourism going and keep people coming in, it's going to thrive. You know, what's good for the Mississippi Gulf Coast is good for the state of Mississippi as well.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that's finally been realized throughout the state, and they're also invested in South Mississippi. So.
Yeah. I mean, even outside the casinos that bring revenue to the whole state, I mean, we have tourism down here that is a large part of the area.
It is, you know, and that's one of the things I always ask, you know, what are things to do here? You know, it might be in Gulfport, you know, the aquarium, you know, we recommend things like that. You know, and it's a great fit for the entire coast. It's a 20-minute beautiful ride down the beach, you know, like nothing other. And, you know, when people get here, they find things to do. And that's one of the reasons a lot of people that come, they stay.
Yeah.
They get their second home here, and then some of them retire here.
And like you said, Mr. Mayor, it's not just the area, but it's the scenic drive out here as well. Ansley and I drove here in the dark, and I was reminiscing about how beautiful it is, especially once you get past Long Beach. It is so serene.
Yeah.
It sets you up for the nice laid-back atmosphere that you have here in Bay St. Louis.
It is, and you know, with the harbor down there and the events and everything that goes on here, and the nightlife with the, you know, we got some of the best music you'll ever find anywhere, you know, and there's a lot of locals, most of them all local artists.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable the amount of musicians we have in our community.
Mr. Mayor, it's been a pleasure talking to you this morning, sir. I want to thank you for coming out and talking to our viewers and, you know, sharing about your beautiful city here in Bay St. Louis.
Thank y'all for inviting us and everything and being in Bay St. Louis anytime.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Mayor Favre here in Bay St. Louis. We're going to be continuing just a few minutes from the Mockingbird Cafe here in downtown Bay St. Louis. But reporting live from Celebrate Cities, WXXV News 25, I'm Rob Knight.